Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome to a new Let's Play for our Total War 3 Kingdoms. We're coming back to play World Betrayed. We just finished up our Yanbaihu campaign, and we are moving on to playing as Lü Bu. Now, Lü Bu and Sun Ce are the two shining stars of World Betrayed DLC, so it makes sense for us to play them. Lü Bu in particular has a very unique playstyle, and the gameplay we're going to model ourselves is going to be very ahistorical. We're going to be taking full advantage of Lü Bu's greatest warriors mechanic and basically play as a hitman as we go around China hunting down, famous generals that are on our list of greatest warriors, and in the process making Lü Bu stronger and stronger until we become this unstoppable force that he, is already at that level at the beginning, but he can get even crazier. So without saying too much, let's introduce the faction. We'll have Lü Bu as the faction leader. This is just after he killed off Dong Zhuo, and then he bounced around for a bit in history. He went to work for Yuan Shu for a while, but Yuan Shu couldn't control him, so he went to work for Yuan Shao, and Yuan Shao sent him to hunt down bandits, and he did a very, very good job. But he was kind of, pushing his boundaries by raiding some of these villages after he takes them. So Yuan Shao couldn't control him and kicked him out. And then he went to Zhang Yang's faction over here. And then when Cao Cao finally went over to attack Tao Qian's land, he saw the opportunity and was invited over by the likes of Chen and Zhang Miao to take over Yingchuan, which is where we find ourselves. And Cao Cao, obviously, after hearing that we have come to invade on him, turned his army around and is now attacking us. So we are the warrior without equal, and this background gives us bonuses of 15% melee damage for all shot cavalry faction wide, and plus 3 morale in enemy territory. So both of these are pretty decent. Plus 3 morale is actually a lot better than before because they nerfed morale very hard on patch 1.5. And we are actually going to be playing on patch 1.5 because they recently rolled back the changes to patch 1.5.1 due to a crashing error. We're not going to be able to unlock some of the titles, and there will be some bugs that's in the game, but we'll deal with that. I'm sure patch 1.5.1 will come back again somewhere during our playthrough, so we'll have a pretty delayed title unlock, and that's okay. In terms of mod, I'm only using 2 mod. One is enhanced battle camera. That will just give us better zoom during battle. And we also have the flag mod back. We have a very unique flag for Lü Bu. It has the sky piercer as the top and has the character of Lü on the bottom. They use the more ancient text where it's connected. In modern day, Lü is just the 2 squares stacked on top of each other. But this is very nice and also kind of plays into the, the trident, the Ji. It's the Ji look. Very, very nice. And the colors for the faction will be updated as well, so that's also very nice. In terms of faction specialization, Lü Bu has a lot of mechanics. There's personal victories and there's momentum. Personal victory is something that's stacking as you win more and more battles, and momentum is goes from 0 to 10. It records how many battles you recently won, and there's a lot of bonuses that comes with that. We'll look at both of these once we're in game. Our unique features include the Xiliang cavalry and heavy Xiliang cavalry from before, from Dong Zhuo's faction. This is what we inherit. We also have our own unique units. We have the flying riders and the camp crushers. They're not listed here, but we'll see them in game. We also have coheres. We also inherited this from Dong Zhuo's faction, but instead of using intimidation, we use momentum to gain diplomatic points. We also have raids, which is a way to gain momentum by raising settlements, also something we inherited from Dong Zhuo's faction. And we're the only non-bandit faction to be able to take mercenary treaties. And we're going to be using this to get access to some land and to give away some land, because management is one thing Lü Bu is not good at. So not only will this playthrough be pretty ahistorical, which is not very common for our channel, it will also be very low management, which is also very uncommon for me, as I really like the commandery management aspect of the game and making money. We're still going to be making money, we're just going to be making it a little differently. Noteworthy characters, we start out with 4 of them. We have Zhang Liao, our trusty lieutenant, Chen Gong, who is kind of the brain to the operation and kind of the person who saw the opening that Cao Cao left behind for us to join. We have Gao Shun, who is another loyal lieutenant. He's the one historically who trained camp breakers, and he has a lot of bonuses to recruiting them. And lastly, we have our concubine, Chen, who is a legendary beauty. So let's jump into game. We'll be playing this on legendary 40-minute battle timers. See you guys in the game.
年少时，孩儿总是活在父辈的阴影之下。然而幼子，终有长大成人的一天。
届时吾辈必须独当一面，
做出抉择。 是要继承父辈的基业，
亦或另辟蹊径。命由我，此生伟绩，当由孤自己书写。
主公虽然诛杀了董贼，但世事难料，数年之内恐怕还要经历磨难。
此等叛徒竟然侮辱于我，他们早晚会知道我不会止步于此，天下人都将看到我所建立的大业。
主公虽已起兵与曹操为敌，但曹贼也已做好了准备，打算与主公决一死战。
曹操就像袁绍和其他诸侯一样，不堪一击，他缺少问鼎天下的力量。
话虽如此。 其兵力却仍不容小觑，主公最好先寻一处易守难攻之地，据而守之，方为上策。然而陈郡遭围过久，对我方亦为不利，疫病蔓延，粮草告罄，如此下去，守军恐难以为继。
我等当如何处置？杀出城与敌军决一死战？
或许可行。他的侧翼部队已经逼近，如果主公能将其击败。 就可获得喘息之机，从而向北撤退，重整军事。
我会让卑鄙曹贼好好看看我的本事。吾乃当世的无双战神，就算是天子，也绝对不能令我屈从。
Alrighty. So, rebel without a cause. My lord, you're undoubtedly the greatest warrior in all of China. But even you must sometime admit a temporary setback. The rebels who invited you to lead them against Cao Cao have proved wanting, and have been unable to provide your armies with the supply you need to capitalize on your successes. Perhaps it is wisest to let Cao Cao reclaim the city of Chen and retreat north, where you can replenish. Escape from Chen, replenish your army, then crush Cao Cao. Okay. Do not pursue Lu Bu. The smug wretch Cao Cao think he has you on the run, but he should know not to corner a tiger. Lured by the prospect of easy captive, Cao Cao's lackey Xiahou Dun, have been drawn out into the open. Defeating him will give your men the inspiration they need to push to safer territory. So we have to defeat Xiahou Dun's army. We gain Rebel Leader, which is a pretty important early game buff for Lu Bu's faction. You gain 50% character salary decrease, and 20% retinue upkeep decrease. So, there are a ton of things we need to take care of first before we start. We should check what items we got. So I would say this is a pretty poor draw, but it's fine. Clay Axe and a Wei Lao Zi. Both aren't that great. We can definitely trade them. We should introduce a few faction mechanics first. So to kick things off, this is personal victories. This is gained for each character defeated by your faction leader's army. So as long as we're fighting, let's say we fight Xiaohodun's army, there's one general, we beat them, we gain some points for this. If there's 3 generals, we defeat them, we get 3 times as many points for this. And it maxes out at 10k, so it takes a while to build up. The bonuses you get is post-battle loot, all the way up to 200%. Also prestige. So this is enough prestige basically for you to hit king. I think it takes about 600 to hit king. If you own some land, you gotta own some land, or even if you don't have to own any land, this 500 prestige plus what you can get from the greatest warriors will push you to over 600, and you can become emperor without any land technically. You gain minus 50% satisfaction to all characters. Now this might sound pretty crushing, but there's a way around this. What's most crushing in this setup is that you will have minus 100 diplomatic attitude with most factions. So this is the biggest issue. It's going to make it a little difficult for you to keep allies and friends later on. The second mechanic is momentum. So this goes from 0 to 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3. And then basically once you get 3, you get every tier up. You can gain these by beating armies basically. Momentum don't provide any passive bonuses and do not decay over time. For every character you faction leader defeat in a duel, it doesn't have to be a duel. You can beat them on the battlefield. As long as you beat them, you gain 1 point. So it's not what it says. You don't actually need to duel them. And the bonuses, as you can see, is satisfaction and campaign movement all the way to here, somewhere around here. Once you get 7 points, you get extra damage for melee infantry, you get 10 morale and 15% replenishment, and these increases all the way at 10 to 70 satisfaction for all characters, which counteracts the personal victory loss, as we showed earlier. 40% campaign movement range, which is crazy, and 30% melee damage for melee infantry, which is also crazy. 25 morale, which is insane given the morale nerfs, and 40% replenishment. So with this bonus, not only do your guys fight pretty much like unbreakable level with extra damage, you move farther and you have insane replenishment after battle, even without getting any other sorts of replenishment bonuses. So this is definitely very, very strong. Other passives, you always have chaotic rule, which removes 1 administrator slot, plus 30% construction costs, and plus 20% corruption. So this is why we're not going to be doing much commander management in this campaign. My strategy is A, we can use mercenary contracts to give away some of the land we take, and B, we can create our own vassals. There's a new mechanic added in patch 1.5 where you just go to your administrator in the court, you click them, and you can ask them to become an independent faction. And this is one way I'm going to use to make Zhang Liao be able to fight us. We'll talk about that a bit later when we get to it, because we're going to talk about the satisfaction is just because everyone's mad at us. But if we look at Greatest Warriors, this is kind of a unique faction mission. This is the list of names you see at the thumbnail. I basically wrote down every single name that's in the Greatest Warrior hit list, and our campaign is going to revolve around killing these people. Now, we already killed the father figure hit list, which is Dong Zhuo and Ding Yuan, both people who in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms are someone who we have called our adopted fathers. Godfathers in a sense, or basically adopted father. They're not godfathers. You basically became adopted kid, quote unquote, and you killed both of them. You killed Ding Yuan to join Dong Zhuo, and then you killed Dong Zhuo, and now you're free. The bonuses is plus 5 satisfaction, and this is a set. There's individual bonuses on these characters, I believe, but they're not active for these 2 characters just because they are, preset. You just get the 5 satisfaction. But let's say we beat Xiaohodun and Xiaohoyuan, which is standing right before us. For beating Xiaohodun, we get plus 5 melee evasion for all spear infantry. By beating Xiaohoyuan, we get plus 25 charge bonus for shock and melee cavalry. And on top of this, by beating both of them and completing the Cousins in Arms set, we get plus 15 prestige. So these bonuses, go for a lot of different characters. The leaders of the 3 kingdoms, Liu Bei, Sun Ce, Cao Cao with different bonuses. Some of these are better than others. There's a few that I'm going to point out. So for example, like Zhang Fei, you get his ability. You get his Blazing Roar, the minus 100 morale ability. We don't see couple because they're not come of age yet. Sun Quan and Sun Yuan are still kids. The bandits. So stock is pretty good. Makes your leader invisible when they're, in any terrain, and you can sneak up on people. Dian Wei and Xu Chu, the 2 bodyguards of Cao Cao. The 5 elites, which is basically the elite generals of the Wei Kingdom, similar to the 5 Tiger General. Except for when Cao Cao named these, he excluded all family members. So that's why Xiahou family and the Cao family are not included. But we have Zhang He, Zhang Liao, Yue Jin, Yu Jin, Xu Huang. Yu Jin and Zhang He in particular don't have unique portraits yet, but I'm sure they will because, they're part of these 5 elites. The bonuses are so-so for these, and the set is Scare, which is not really relevant. So if you notice here, Zhang Liao is here because historically Zhang Liao eventually joins Cao Cao after your death. But since he isn't going to, since we're not going to die, right? So he's not going to join Cao Cao. So one way I was thinking is that we can make him a vassal, not a vassal, but like an administrator, and then offer him independence. First, put him in an army by himself outside of the, commandery where we'll give him independence, and then we go attack him, fight him in a fight, defeat him, and get this unlocked. But that's going to be late game. In the beginning, we're going to keep him in our faction. I'm not so particularly interested in the set bonus, and maybe someone will die. We're not using any mods to cheat out any no death by old age or no death execution by AI. If they die, then we miss out. The goal is to try to get as many as we can, given the same conditions in the game. We also have the Northern Defenders. This is Han Sui, Gong Sun Zan, Ma Teng, so the West and the East. And these are all cavalry bonuses, recruitment cost discount for cavalry. There's a few that's really good. So these are the strategists. Zhuge Liang, Pang Tong, and Sima Yi haven't shown up yet, so that's why they're blanks. Scholars, Liu Biao, Kong Rong. And then they have the Traitors of Chang'an. So this is the old Dong Zhuo faction, the group that kicked us out. Li Jue, Jia Xu, Guo Si. Not much bonuses. The plus 15 diplomatic relationship with all factions is actually pretty good, especially since we're going to take a huge hit. Any points back, I think, is pretty good. And if we see any characters show up in our recruitment pool, we can recruit them and then use the same method that I described with Zhang Liao to eventually fight them and get the bonus. Tiger Generals, right, the famous 5. Zhao Yun here in particular, highlight fatigue immunity. Very, very powerful. Zhao Yun doesn't even have this himself. So if we could get this, Lu Bu would just never tire, right on the red hair, and crash around in battle all the time. Warriors of the South, you have the sinking boat icon. Huang Gai, Gan Ning, Tai Shi Ci. Zhou Yu is currently missing. Some of these appear in more than one list. Zhou Yu is also in the strategist list. So just have to get them once, and they'll be crossed out on both lists. Yuan Clan, Yuan Shu, Yuan Shao. And finally, Yellow Turbans. Here, He Yi's recovery ability is insane. If we could get this on him, on Lu Bu, then we can just ride around during a battle and heal up. Especially if we have stock, we can be invisible and standing there to heal. Probably never lose. Always have a full health Lu Bu coming, crashing into your army. It's pretty insane. And if we have recovery, stock, and fatigue immunity, we can always outrun the enemy, we can always constantly heal, and we can disappear on the enemy. So that combination in my mind make us pretty much invincible, and that's what we're going to go for. So He Yi is going to be our first target because I think Zhao Yun is a bit harder to die early on. He Yi starts out right next to Liu Biao, so he might die very soon. So we're going to try to make our way down there as early as possible. So that's the introduction of the Greatest Warrior and the bonuses we're talking about. But first we have to take care of the battle ahead of us. We also have to take care of some administrative things, believe it or not. We are currently just a noble, I believe. So we only have access to a chancellor position. We have Chen Gong working there, which is fine. Basically some peasantry income that's not relevant. It just keeps him happy. We're paying, for 150 for some happiness, basically. We have a daughter, Lu Ji. Ji just simply means girl. So it's kind of like most historical girls at this period didn't have their, real name recorded. So whatever surname they had, Ji was added on, or sometimes you see Shi, like Lü Shi or Lü Ji. So this is kind of how they did her name. And Lady Yan is our wife. So there's a wife system and a concubine system, right? This is how historically it worked. You married one person, that's the head of the household, that's the wife, and every other girl you marry are concubine. They are still kind of quote unquote what we understand as wife, but status wise, they're below the main wife. They are still valued member of the family. You know, they're not just, you know, someone who is ignored. It's just that the main wife's kids have the inheritance right. Now, obviously, if the main wife's kid die and they'll have a son, the concubine's kids also have inheritance right as well. But it would go to the main wife's kid first, which is basically Yuan Shu and Yuan Shao's relationship, because Yuan Shu is the main wife's son, Yuan Shao wasn't, so Yuan Shu always looked down on Yuan Shao. But luckily, Yuan Shao got adopted into his uncle's household who didn't have a son, so all of a sudden Yuan Shao also had the status as well. But regardless, we have a daughter. She is our heir. She's 14, 4 years away from coming of age. We're going to keep her as heir for now. Eventually, I want to adopt someone to become heir, because I don't like Lady Yan's setup. We're going to play this pretty hardcore in terms of min-maxing and like trying to get ourselves started out right. So we're going to be firing a lot of these people at the beginning. Pretty much everyone who's not a unique legendary character will go away. We'll probably divorce Lady Yan and marry Diaochan to Lü Bu so that they can have kids. Lü Ji is still very valued. She has a very unique background title. She's very strong for a generic character. So we'll keep her around. So while our force is at full strength, we will do some trades. So Liu Chong is willing to trade with us. Wonderful. We'll take a peek at his items. I know he always has the book for range crossbow damage, but we don't really use crossbow that much. Crossbow is also a lot weaker in this patch, unless you have Chen Royal Guards, which is amazing. I can look at their banner. It looks amazing. Okay, I don't covet any of his items. We could, while we're here, take a look at Zanba's items as well. He has a concubine. What do you know? So we're going to try to get this along with the trade. Very expensive. Let's see if we can get this to work. Now, other than the 2 items we started with, that's all we have to offer. We could offer some cash, I guess. We're currently in negative income, so we do have food. So we could still make payments, right? We can still offer payments that we don't have and just go farther into debt, which is definitely an option. Or we can not take his trade, but that's only 0.5. That's actually not going to matter too much. I don't want to pay flat cash because I do have other things I want to do with cash. We could give him territory, actually. Hold on. If we give him the farmland, then we can't replenish on the farmland. He's at war with Zhengjiang and Liu Bei. Let me plan this out because I do want the concubine. So the plan is we want to go south. We want to beat Cao Cao into submission in the beginning, get a peace deal, and start going south. He's only at war with us, which is awkward because we can't use a mercenary contract to get him to get some points out of this. You know, if we get a mercenary contract, we can get points for killing these armies. I don't know if I want to trade the land away because then we can't replenish in his land, basically. It's awkward that he has this, and we have such bad item draws. Hold on, I know what we can do. We can take some items away from our generals, if they have some item. So this sword, obviously, we don't need to have. He's not going to be fighting anytime soon. That's all we have. That's all we have. Okay, that's better than nothing. That's a bronze item. That's 5 points, I believe. Diplomatic Let's go to 战霸. Alright, we're gonna make it work.
那我们开始。
Right, we're gonna offer him these two. Also, the John L's weapon's not tradable? Huh. Okay, I guess we do have to pay money then. We can give him our last food, and then we'll pay. Our income would bounce back after we get Rebel's cause because the salary will decrease, and we're also going to fire some people, so that's not a big concern. Getting the concubine is pretty great, to be honest. Alright, 160. Maybe we can go even lower. 155. 57. Come on, a little lower. 160, seriously? Okay, one lower for 10 turns. Alright, we'll do this. We'll get the concubine and the trade route, which should be worth 311 to us. Counteract some of that payment. We can sell some non-aggression pack for gold if we can, because we're pretty desperate in terms of our current situation. I would actually take cash if they're willing to give me cash. Right, any sort of income right now would be good because we want to recruit some units at the end of turn 2. Okay, seems like trying to maximize here. Oh wow, more than I thought. There we go. So Zhang Yang was the faction that last took us in. I'm glad he's still willing to do a non-aggression pact with us. Cornwall, we have no interest in killing early. But this tier, he's not going to pay us anything either, so that's fine. Alright, no one wants to pay us at this point for anything. We're not going to vassalize ourselves to Liu Biao. We might mercenary contract with him a bit later, but not right now. That's spying. Alright, we got trade deals done. We got items sorted out. We're going to put this item on Lu Bu. Plus 10 satisfaction, which is going to be key to getting rid of that debuff here of low satisfaction, which hurts our character experience. We will also be firing some people. We might as well do that now. We're going to be firing Zhang Miao. Zhang Miao is a great guy. Friends to all. He is Yuan Shao and Cao Cao's classmate when they were in the capital learning Confucian studies. Good friends with the three of them. He was friends with Yuan Shao first, and then Cao Cao kind of joined the group. And when Yuan Shao was coalition leader, Zhang Miao kind of spoke out against some of the, more hubris and cocky things that Yuan Shao was doing, and Yuan Shao didn't like it, so their friendship kind of cracked. Cao Cao took him in, protected him a bit from Yuan Shao's wrath. But at this point, he and Chen Gong both become disillusioned with Cao Cao as Cao Cao started killing some local scholars, because those scholars in Yingchuan didn't like Cao Cao because they said Cao Cao is descendant of a corrupt eunuch in Cao Teng. So Cao Cao's adopted grandfather was a eunuch, and Cao Cao executed those scholars. So that's when Zhang Miao and Chen Gong betrayed Cao Cao here. Eventually, after Li Bu's death, Zhang Miao get recaptured and executed by Cao Cao along with his whole family. So we're going to spare him that fate. We're going to release him right now. Maybe he'll go back to Cao Cao. Hou Chen will eventually one day, eventually a bunch of general under Lu Bu betrays him at the end because they were just under a long siege by Cao Cao, and it just seemed like it was over, and he was one of those guys. Hao Meng is one of the earlier ones to betray us and got put to an end by Gao Shun, and he's a treacherous rogue. If you keep him in the game, you get the betrayal event on him. He gets killed, and you get a name named Cao Xing, who is the lieutenant under him, who helped to stop his rebellion, kind of coup in the army. And Cao Xing fought him in a duel, got stabbed in the gut by a spear, but lived, and took his arm off, one of his arms off during that fight. So we get Cao Xing as a general at that point when that event triggers, but I'm not interested in following the storyline. We're going to do our own thing as the greatest warrior, so we're going to release him as well. And we are left with our unique generals and our wife. And speaking of our wife, divorce costs 1,000, marriage costs 2,000. We can't do both in one turn. What I'm going to do is actually just divorce and kick her out. She costs 200 gold per turn. we're gonna divorce. She's not that useful. Yeah, I don't intend to make her a faction leader. Usually I make, commander wife into faction leaders, but if you take a look at her skill tree is completely in the wrong place. These 4 skills are what we need. She's not going to level up in time for us to enjoy those, and our daughter's coming of age pretty soon. Her bonus, a preacher, also is like one of the worst ones. Even though spying is revamped and very fun, and max cover is actually good, right? You can go over to 110, so you can break through some of those extra defenses for assassinated leaders. But we don't need that right now. Early game, that 200 gold per turn is going to hurt a lot more. So I'm going to start out with a divorce. I'm sure our daughter understands, the new wife Delchan will make life pretty good. We're going to marry Delchan once we get cash. And at the same time, we're going to go release her from service. Now, you could use her as marriage bait. That's also something you could try to do. Let's see. Who do we want to work out a deal with? We could have used... maybe we could have married her off to Zanbai instead. I didn't think of this level plan. We weren't going to be this evil. Divorce our wife and then use her on the same turn to get us a concubine. That would be a new low. But I don't know if Zanbai was single or not. We're about to find out. He was single. Hold on. Does he like this? We could have shaved off some cost. That would have been the play, right? But we can ask anyone at this point right now for this deal. Who is a single guy right now? Let me think. Kong Rong is single. What items do you have? Oh, he's very desperate single. Overseer? Extra campaign movement range, but we already have a concubine sitting there, so that's a problem. Alright, bear with us as we search out a suitable... Oh my god, we can steal Ma Chao on turn 1. 13.0. 13.0. We don't have any items. This would be awesome, but Ma Chao's one of those guys we have to kill as well, so we can definitely do the vassal trick. And with his retinue, I bet we can't summon him onto the field, so that's another issue. Yan Baihu is also single. We can also steal his brother, which has mending, and he's not on our list, so we could technically steal Yan Yu, but also at a certain price. So if you guys want to steal certain characters in the beginning, you can definitely use this method. But we're going to be offering our wife to Yan Baihu perhaps. He doesn't care about our wife. The bandit lord, very picky. Li Jue, how about you? How about you? You have a bunch of kids, don't you? But you're still single. Are these brothers or... I don't know Li Jue's family very well. Wow, he does not like our wife. Some people like Kong Rong loves our wife. Maybe we can just sell her for money if that's the case. Liu Bei is married in this start date. Lady Mi is available. Liu Zhang should be single. Oh, they don't hate each other. But there's no money involved for us. What about Liu Yao? Liu Yao is not single, but he has a daughter. Wang Lang? Nope. Zhe Rong's pretty evil. His son, okay. 7.2. Yes, we are literally selling our wife to the highest bidder. Also has a daughter for... Alright, so this is where I see getting the mod for finding marriage does help. But it's still the same thing. We still have to go in and find which one has the best deal. And then we have to go find which one has the best item. Technically, we don't even have like a certain... Oh, Sun Ce. What about Sun Ce? Right, we didn't think about this. They get along. 2.3. Imperial seal. We don't have enough points. 10 points. Oh, this would be so good. This is such a good start. We can promise him the world and then break the deal. Be real treacherous about this. We can only offer 118. Why can't we trade Zhang Nao's sword? Hold off on this deal. We might be able to capture Xiahou weapon, which is a silver weapon. So let's fight and then get the deal out, because I do want a great start here. And we can also it's too late to tear down the buildings, right? We could we could tear down for 12,000 and then rush for 6, right? So that way we get the 600 change, right? And then because we're gonna lose the city, right? You're getting sieged, so try to get as much gold as you can. Right, you can get basically half back by rushing. All right, so we have some gold. I'm not downgrading it because you're not gonna get it's not worth downgrading the wall because you still want the wall to damage their unit a little bit because we're fighting them very, very soon. Farmland we're keeping 450. That's fine. That's not enough gold. So we do have some cash. We took all our income away though, which does hurt. But we're gonna use the item, so that's the goal. Let's get this fight started. So we're fighting Xiahou. Has very simple troops. We have very simple troops. You could even delegate this for the 69% capture, but we're gonna fight it and try to fight it pretty cleanly. Alrighty, we're loaded up in here. Pretty friendly map. We do have deployables, which could help, but not quite what I'm looking for. I think we're just gonna end up dueling Xiahou. I believe the first battle they let you duel. I don't really need the fire. We're gonna try to use our Xiliang cavalry at the end to finish off his retinue, but in the beginning it's just gonna be the 2 generals trying to go out to get a duel. We can hide these guys a little bit in the beginning. And well, not hidden. Not dense enough. There we go. These guys I'm gonna save for a later battle, and these guys can go up and take some free shots with fire arrows a bit later. So I'm gonna put these as 2, put these as 3. Chen has a unique ability called Analyze Weakness. It's a permanent area debuff to melee evasion and armor. It's very good to help Lu Bu out in duels. He will still additionally get Wisdom of the River, which is -100, -100. Just take him a while. It's on the opposite side of his skill tree. But this will do for now. So I believe, yes, the game guarantees that he can duel Xiahou in the first battle. We are going to put our guys right here away from the trees so that they can continually shoot at the enemy. Lu Bu will go up close enough to trigger a duel and then run very, very far the opposite direction to draw their units, basically draw Xiahou away from his units. Basically when the timer hits out, he will be able to start the duel. Gonna line them up right. Gonna have them in reinforcement close by, ready for the flank. Xiahou is gonna get pulled over for the duel. Once they get close enough, they'll clash into each other. And then we'll go apply the weakness. Yeah, follow Lu Bu basically. I don't know who will knock who out of. Oh, we knocked him off. Alright, so now we got a debuff in range. You see his melee evasion dropped to 0, armor dropped to 35. I'm going to save the ability for the retinues, and I believe we can finish off pretty quickly with this debuff without losing too much health. I'm sure the concubine item is helping a lot, you know. There we go. Simple. No kill animation though. Alright, their morale is dropping. Fire arrow is going to put even a farther dent on their morale. And then, oh, they're already routing. So if they rout, Lu Bu also has fear and terror. I believe he has at least one of those. Hold on, we can go kill them first. Pull him back, no rush. Basically let Lu Bu get some kills. You guys go pepper them with fire arrow. It won't do much damage, but if you light up the trees, it's going to be a lot of morale damage. Alright, so we won. Lu Bu is going to clean up the fight by himself. The archers can stop because we don't need them to get any experience. See you guys at the end. Alrighty, so in the end I decided to split the experience with Chen Gong because I realized Lu Bu starts out level 9, so we will hit max pretty quickly. So we want Chen Gong to pick us some experience as well. So we could execute him to get the heirloom spear, which would help us with the Imperial seal. But I think we're going to stick to our principle here. Well, he picked up one eye, okay. And release. We're going to spare all legendary characters just for your viewing convenience, even though gameplay wise, if we get this spear, we get Imperial sealed. But it's okay, we'll release. And in this scene, you see that we can reset the army's movement points to momentum. So we can basically use the momentum to give us more movement, to reset, it will be arriving in battle in tired, but we can move more. So basically you can bounce around to keep fighting, but we don't need that right now. We have one more fight really close by, so we'll just pick up some income. Alright, so we beat him. We got rebel leader. This is key because you see all of a sudden our income bounces to positive. We have minus 20% retinue upkeep. Our food is negative though, which is concerning. Growing might, because we sold the land down in the city. Growing might, which is 50% experience per season if we have 12 units. We beat one of them. We don't have to kill them. You just have to beat them. Not even in a duel. You just have to beat them in the battle. Now this is giving me a new idea. Maybe we do want to downgrade. Because then I can fight the fight manually and kite them. And also have more food to trade. Because we got rid of the buildings anyways. And then we're giving them a small city instead of like a city. So this still has a wall at a city tier. Technically, if we can do it again, see, it's tricky because you can, if you don't have walls, what will happen is that if they take the town center, you don't lose. So often you can force out draws if you're against like a decent sized army. But in this case where we're getting sandwiched by two armies with elite units and generals and cavalry and siege weapons, it's kind of pointless to go down even to like a large town and try to kite them around the city. They're just going to be spread out all over the city with siege weapons and they're going to crush you. So I feel like just getting a small city is probably good. We just want the food to be positive so we can trade it and also not suffer from negative food, which hurts your replenishment. Alright, and we also got 300 gold from swapping things. Alright, we're going to fight Xiahou Yuan's army next. Also a very simple army. We didn't take any damage. People took a little bit of health damage, but that's fine. We're going to go fight him next. Maybe we'll get his bronze weapon. That could help. Also night battle. I think it might take away our reinforcement from the town, but we don't need help. Alrighty, wide open map. How are they going to win? Okay, they have cavalry. We have, let's see. We're going to put some, alright, we're going to use strategy, right? We're going to put some stakes right in front. Let's do 2 layers. And we want it thick. There we go, 4 layers. And then we're going to put our archers right behind. They have no range. And then we have our spear to the side protecting flanks, basically. We can angle it a little bit. Yeah, this is an art rather than a science. There we go. And then we have the other one right on this side. Ah, that's pretty good. And we could make it a little bit wider, to be honest. I don't want any angles, basically. Yeah, that's good enough. And then we have a fire puddle here, and that they can set that on fire. And cavalry just hide in the back. If they come flank all the way, we'll counter flank them. So they're not very important. They're pretty important. Once again, they're the star. We'll put a tower like right here. There we go. Let's start. I believe we can also do this one. It's a guarantee by the game. So we're gonna go just do the same. Lu Bu is gonna go pull him away so the units don't follow Chen Gong. Basically, the worst case scenario is Chen Gong's there analyzing weakness, and then the cavalry comes and kill Chen Gong. All right, we do want to duel. We want to pull him very, very far away. Chen Gong pull him very, very far away. Now the cavalry is kind of leaning that way, but they're correcting themselves to go towards the units because the duel registered, right? They timed out, so they know they're going to be dueling. But so the cavalry are coming. That guy is splitting away, which is interesting. If they step the oil, it'll just auto fire and catch on fire. If not, it's fine. We'll get these guys at a good angle in case we need to charge. It looks like they're going to bother Chen Gong, so we're not going to let that happen. If we have to smash cavalry into cavalry to protect Chen Gong, we'll do that. Oh, hold on. Yeah, they're smashing cavalry. We'll do that. Have to get the analyze weakness. Do your job. There we go. Applied. We'll see how we kill him. It should be quick, just like his cousin here. Let's go. Knock him out. There we go. Also no kill animation. Alright, we lost a few units. That's fine. They can stop firing in case they hit our own guys. It should be a quick fight here. Ah, that's what we didn't want. Okay, we didn't kill any of our guys. Alright, we have great armor, so it should be pretty easy to... Yep, we won. Alright, we don't need to chase. It's fine. We lost 5 units. No big deal. People didn't take any damage, and the duel went so quickly he healed up. Alrighty, finished off Xiahou Yuan and Xiahou Dun. And we caught him too. We could execute him for item, which would secure us the seal, but we're gonna release. We're gonna maintain our momentum here. We need our movement back because we're gonna be setting a trap for Cao Cao. So we beat both of them. We got their bonuses. We got prestige. So we check our list. They're both gone. We get +5 melee evasion for all spear infantry. We get +25 charge bonus for all shock and melee cavalry for our faction. Forever. So these bonuses are insane. Lu Bu and Sun Ce's factions are insane and World Betrayed. And definitely worth playing because they're very unique, very fun just for this time period. Come get it. Come give it a try. So as you can see, we have full movement again. We want to set an ambush somewhere over here. The goal is to get closer to them and also disappear from the map because ambush mode allows us to do that. So you kind of want to drag, right click and drag, and look at your movement bar right there. You want to save more than 25%. Sometimes it says 25, but it's like 24.5, and you can't ambush. So we don't want that to happen. So we want to go back a little bit. Even if it's 31, it's okay. It's close enough. That point and that point, no big difference. Ambush. And that's not it. We want to recruit a few units. The way we want to do battle is we want to have a few siege weapons. Because we want them to charge at us rather than we have to charge at them. Our army is not very strong against what they have. And they're not going to automatically accept duels going forward. Like that dueling we saw earlier was like a one-time thing because we were basically getting a starting fight that was guaranteed to be dueling. So we're going to grab 2, maybe even 1. Let's grab 1 first. I know I don't want at least 1 to change the battle dynamic so they'll come towards us. And then we're going to go try to marry off our wife again. This time with a little bit more gold behind and a little bit more food. So, Sun Ce, let's discuss. Take our wife. We want your item. Which I wonder is going to be weird for him next turn because he's supposed to story-wise trade this item to Yuan Shu, right? And then Yuan Shu was supposed to give him some generals back. I don't know what will happen now that we kind of take it away from him. We can offer him 2 food, which is fine. As long as we have non-negative food, we're okay. And we can offer him gold per turn and potentially cancel. if we want to play the really treacherous route. Or what if we give him like all our gold? How much would 3,600 buy us? Okay, so in this case, we can actually give him a little bit of a mix. We can give him some gold per turn, right? Because, hold on, no, we don't want to ask for gold per turn. Because even like 50 is going to yield us a lot of points. Oh, 0.9. That's fine. I'm just trying to think, is there a way I can afford another crossbow? Crest payment. No, hold on. If we make payment and we say we make like 2,600, save us 1,000 gold, then we have to pay him about 1,000 gold back. That's actually a good deal. Oh, but we didn't have to pay him 3,600, right? Let's hold on. Bear with us. Gonna try. Why can't I fix that? Okay. I want to know exactly how much we have to pay him. 34? 32? No, 33 something. 3350? 3360. 70. 67. 66. 64. 65. Okay. 3365. Alright. So I think we'll just do this. One crossbow is fine. We'll get the Imperial seal, which is a big deal, because watch. Alright, we got the Imperial seal. We put it on our leader. We get 25 prestige, 8 more satisfaction, and plus 3 morale when defending, and 10 authority, which helps with satisfaction. And if we look at, not here, but faction, we're 8 points away from ranking up. So putting the seal on ranks us up. Second Marquis, which gives us additional trade route. I believe, yeah, 1 additional trade route. The extra administrator is going to be gone because we have always -1. Extra assignments, extra spy, extra armies, and also more court positions, which is all great, right? Good stuff. We probably could have financed a little bit trickier move by putting one of the guys in for the 10% recruitment cost when we did the crossboat, but that's about 100 gold saved, I guess. Probably should have done it. Yeah, probably should have done it. Probably should have done it with Zhang Liao. Yeah, that's a slight oversight. Yeah, if you want a perfect start, that would have been the perfect start. Because we could have done something like, which we still should do. We should put, Zhang Liao's currently, so he currently has a title, Senior Officer, 200 extra for 25 satisfaction. We should fire him from this post. Make him really mad with us, right? But then offer him a government post, like the Grand Commandant, which is only 75 extra. But technically, quote unquote, it's 150 extra. Everything is 50%, right? So that 200 would have been 100, the one we took off the title. This was 150, so it's cheaper to keep him happier. And we also get discount for unit recruitment. So we should have done this earlier to save a little bit. And if you don't, if you don't have the luck to get the seal and the concubine, and people are sad and mad at you, and you have this that you want to get rid of, you can always put someone in that position too, even though the industrial bonus wouldn't apply to you very much. Like, you might want to put Gulshan there because you're going to marry Deltran very soon, so she's going to be happy regardless by being in the family. So if like Gulshan goes here, or some sort of a swap, it's only 75 extra instead of giving a title, which is pretty good. But he's pretty content because we have so many items active. We have 220, so we could still trade because we now have additional trade route, and Liu is happy to trade with us to begin with. Yeah, here's where it becomes interesting, because I want him to pay us, but he's not going to pay us by much, and we don't have anything to offer. We're literally out of stuff to offer. Yeah. So we're just going to take like 45 or 40. Come on, give us something. Work with me. Okay. 28. Come on. 27. Seriously? 26? 25 gold. What? My man, 23. Alright. We'll take that. Because that's 289 gold per turn. We'll take that. Alright. We could also try to get into a mercenary contract this turn. Just to get money. Where is Liu Biao? So Liu Biao is fighting Yellow Turban. He's fighting He Yi. We want to just negotiate because it's not under the fast menu. We're going to offer him assistance right away. We're going to move south right away. So it shouldn't be too delayed. That's a huge amount of points. Typically you want per turn gold because you get 20 turns of it. But just making sure there's nothing too good. Take a look. And I guess we're going to live with one crossbow. It's fine. And we're going to get the gold per turn, which is like extremely valuable. Right, 80 for 20 turns is what, 1600? So let's grab this. We see him. He's our temporary ally. And we have to go help him fight He Yi, which we'll gladly do. Right, we want to fight He Yi. He Yi is in the army at the beginning. He probably will lose this fight. Most likely, even though this is a pretty insane fight. Like, we fought this during the preview, and I thought it was very hard. But hopefully he resummons his force and we can fight him again. He has more territory, so there's a good shot. So we are in ambush mode. We have our one crossbow. We fixed our economy the best we can. We put people in positions. We should get the council mission. Upgrade a settlement. That's very hard to do. Engage an enemy in battle. We can do this next turn. Perfect. So I think we did everything. It's a pretty decent start. We have the Imperial Seal and a concubine. Divorced our wife, have an entire army filled with unique generals, and we're about to lay ambush to Cao Cao's army next turn. So let's end. Okay, Cao Cao is attacking our settlement. So for this fight, just delegate. You can't really do well, even if you fight by manually. If you delegate, the bonuses is that these generals will pretty much lose all their health. Cao Cao and Yue Jin should be okay because they're just reinforcing. So let's see. Alright, so Xun Yu led the attack. You see Dian Wei is injured, Yu Jin's injured, Xun Yu is injured. They're very weak. It's going to make us easier to go fight them later on. These two reinforcement army didn't get touched, and that's okay. Alright, second turn. We lost our capital. Sad day, sad day. And we're pretty much fully replenished except for our, newly recruited crossbow. It probably has 2 crossbow out of the 4, which is fine. I'm hoping for no unique characters because we're poor. We can't afford to get them right now, so I hope we don't get any, and we didn't. There's a few historically actually most of these are historically relevant. Chen Yu, Peng Ji, Yang Ren. Okay, but it's fine. We will ignore those. We will just collect unique models. Cao Cao, since he doesn't see our army, has marched to fight us. So he doesn't know he's actually in our striking range, stuck on march. Without the army that has siege weapons, which is this one. So this is what we're going to end our first episode on. It's a little long for my typical episode, but since it's our first episode where we talk about the faction mechanics, it's okay to run a little bit long. We're going to be smashing Cao Cao and Yue Jin here on day 2 or season turn 2. We'll do night battle and we'll jump into the fight. Alrighty, so the most unfortunate thing about this is it's rainy, which is terrible actually, because the reason why we went with crossbow, even though I really like trebuchets, is because Chen Gong has fire arrow, and we'll be fighting units on the open field, so crossbows outperform trebuchets in this aspect. And we're also on the high ground, which is very nice. I didn't plan this, but it's nice to have the high ground. It means we can, fire down without the elevation being an issue for crossbows. But the weather, the rain does impact our fire arrows a little bit. But we should still go with flaming shot. All the stats are same, right? Attack rate's the same, damage is the same. It's just it has extra morale damage, which is what we want. And we're gonna basically protect our range units. The enemy, as you notice, has only a few range unit. This one right here. They also have towers. The reason why we wanted this crossbow is we want to force them to march toward us. If we don't have a siege weapon, they will just stay there. Now, it's likely that they could still stay there, but we can easily march our crossbow up to wipe out their... Okay, we have one extra unit selected. And wipe out their towers, and then we can go charge them. But typically, I think they would charge us if we have a siege weapon. If one's not enough, maybe you need two, but I think one is good enough. Alright, I'm going to protect them this way. Typically, you want these off to the side. So like they probably come this way, right? So we kind of put it off to the side so they don't get captured and they can still shoot the whole way. We'll still try this. And we'll put these two gentlemen in party by themselves. I am not going to really manually do any of these guys. So these guys are important. Wait. Did they change Flaming Shot? They made it so it's the same damage, same attack rate. There's no punishment for using Flaming Shot. That's interesting. Okay. So let's see if they move up. They don't see it. So maybe that's why they're not moving up. That's a little awkward. We basically have to abandon our... okay. I was not expecting them just not to see us. We'll move these guys up. We'll put them in flanking positions here. They don't even see Lu Bu. The weather is just really bad. Is rain plus fog? No, it's just rain. Okay, there's no dueling, right? Yeah, they're not interested in dueling. Alright, let's move our army up a little bit. Go faster here. Just so hopefully they can see us. If not... I guess we can take the high ground here. We'll just basically pull ourselves really far away from our... Because I don't want this patch of forest. But then there's this patch of forest. So it's, I guess, the same thing. I guess we'll still come here. We'll move them like this. See how that works. I don't want to charge into that tower. I mean, Lu Bu can take this army, no problem. Just, if we have siege weapons, I paid for it. I'm going to use it. Alright, that guy's slow, but it's fine. They still don't see us. Alright, I'm going to make our formation a little prettier. And then I'm going to lock the formation. Basically, I don't want the bolts to like knock our own unit's head off. So we're going to put them like this. And if the enemy cavalry charges us and get to our crossbows, it's fine. It served its mission and its job is done. And I'm okay with that. We'll take a high ground and then we'll charge down. I don't exactly want to... Okay, do they see us? Nemesis on Cao Cao, right? Yeah, Cao Cao has the buff, which is great because Lu Bu gets 50% extra damage, right? Cao Cao gets it. He's really strong with the Trust of God. No joke, right? Don't underestimate Cao Cao in this fight. But Yue Jin here just doesn't get any bonuses. All right, we're almost within range. We're gonna slow down a little bit. Not that battle timer matters here because we're offense here on a fight against a marching army, so they can't escape. So there's no timer because there's no draw when you can't escape. Alright, we're going to just inch up slowly until we're in range of their units. And then they should start charging us, I believe. Like, they're not just going to sit there and let us hit them with crossbows. If they are, though, I'll be very surprised. Okay, can we manual fire these? Let's shoot one off. See what they do. Fire? Alright, and then we'll stop just to see if they will react to that. They're kind of reacting to it. We'll actually get into range. We need them to be like here. Come down like this way. We might just shoot down the tower at this point. Alright, we're literally in range. Not of the tower, but of their units. They see us. No more eye symbol. Are they just gonna take it? We have 12 ammo left. Seriously? Cao Cao's army? Are we this... Okay. If they're not charging up, something's wrong. Fire well? Okay. That's a huge advantage then. They're slowly coming to, I believe. Alright, the cavalry's moving. Oh. Imagine if it doesn't rain, you know? Start some real fires. Now, Leopard and Tiger cavalry are super strong in this patch. Much faster speed with decent armor and very good range block chance, so no joke. We actually don't need Chen around, to be honest. There's no duels. Lu Bu has to go smash units. No. It's a mistake to go after the cavalry. We might have to guide their shots. But if they're charging up, we can actually just wait. I'm waiting for that charge. We counter charge. Alright, we're gonna take some damage, but that's fine. Smash them. Oh, no, don't smash. They just left. Alright, we chase them. They're not engaging us. Alright, start firing at will again. Right, they didn't charge us. They just geared up, but they didn't get the charge in. Which means they're gonna just shatter. Because Lu Bu does a lot of damage. Now, if they group up and surround us, we don't have our ability, which might be a problem. But I think we killed off enough already that, yeah, they completely routed. Alright. We have extra damage this turn, this battle. 50% extra, so the Nemesis buff works both ways for Cao Cao. If Cao Cao charges us, we gotta be very careful. Alright, can we hit this group, please? Just hit, like, this unit. Alright, gotta whack him. Our archer's going to work, which is fine. Alright, Yue Jin's pretty much done with the fight. Oh, he hit us back, but it's okay. We hit him for much harder. Our cavalry can charge their infantry a bit later. Smash that infantry. And then I think he will rally back, to be honest. I don't think he will just leave. Can we capture that? It's kind of annoying he's just shooting at us this whole time. Alright, they're getting beaten back by our fire arrows. We'll just hold the line. Is he coming back? Minus 25. He might not come back. If that's the case, we have to go kill him. Don't worry, these guys all have resiliency. Alright. We could charge, but rather than engage a little bit more, and I'd rather Lu Bu stay close enough. We'll hear the kill soon. Alright, they're shooting back at our Z militia. That's our cue. That means we shouldn't get shot. I mean, we will, but like he will switch target. It'll take him a little bit of time to switch target. One more hit should kill him. None of the units have charge. Alright, come back to kill units. Cao Cao we should kill with these cavalry. Look at our downhill charge. Oh, they do have they have brace. I feel like they have a charge negate, but we're after these guys. And then one of them should stick on Cao Cao. Lu Bu can kill this. None of these units need to do anything. Get on Cao Cao. He's going to kill a lot of our guys. Our cavalry is going to take heavy losses. But this is the solution to fight the nemesis Cao Cao. People need to hurry up to fight these guys. Archers need to shoot them, not Cao Cao. Oh, they're very not... The accuracy, how did you shoot over there? Oh, come back on this. Alright, just keep him swarm, keep him swarm. Alright, we're going to have Lu Bu finish Cao Cao off. Didn't even have to break a sweat here. And we'll see the end of Cao Cao on episode 1. Obviously, we're going to spare him and let him keep rebuilding his faction to recruit some of those legendary generals. We still need him to pick up like Xu Huang and Xu Chu and send them out on the field. We're not looking to wipe out their faction. We're just looking for a peace deal. There we go. We lost 6 men. Yue also was captured. Release. We didn't get any of the weapons to just drop, which is a bit of a shame. This is debatable. We could technically reset and try to take the Chen back, put them under siege, which I think might be a great plan here. Alright, so we got full replenish, we got full movement back. Our momentum's just growing. It's pretty crazy. We beat a force by Cao Cao, finish Zhang Lao's mission, get the support from artisans, sentinel happiness plus industry income. Doesn't really matter at this point. We unlock the 5 elites, Yue Jin, and the 3 kingdoms. If we look at the bonuses, 3 kingdom bonus is 10-point diplomatic relationship with all factions. That's pretty useful for making deals. Plus 10% melee attack rate, which make Lu Bu even stronger. And since we got the movement refresh, we're gonna first have to beat them to draw out the army inside, which is perfect. This army is gone pretty much. And this army, as we said, was injured. Being injured is key. So we're gonna fight and not night battle, so we can force them to come out to fight us. If we night battle, we don't have the option, and we'll just start fight. Alrighty, it's still raining, which really sucks. But in this fight, the reinforcements coming from here, they're gonna group up, and this is one. So they even put the towers here, so I kind of know their army is like over here. They do have a siege weapon. Lu Bu's job is to go wipe out that siege weapon. I'm going to keep Chen Gong in the back because he's very likely to die in the mess, and we don't really need the analyze weakness for this fight. We'll take like this high ground, as much as the high ground as we can get. We have 3 now. Okay, so the plus 4% replenishment post-battle from that choice also healed them up to the point where we have an extra one, which is great. We're going to do the same formation we did last time. I think it worked pretty well, as long as they can keep their distance, you know. These guys will hold in the back. They're kind of our reserve forces. We'll just call these 1. We'll lock their formation. He can hover in the back. He's 3. And then we're going to lay these guys out right here to protect them. The fire is kind of useless in this weather. And then we'll put a tower in the back, just also to help them out. Alright, solo mission time. Now, they're going to come out and they'll march up. The siege weapon should lag behind. Dian Wei's also injured, so we can definitely take him down. Now, if Cao Cao was still on the map and injured, he would have the nemesis buff for us, but we don't have that anymore. So you see the lag in speed. We don't want to click on it because then they will know we're charging at it. We just want to get near and then click on the charge when there's too close for them to recover. They'll see us once we pop out of the tree line, but they don't know what we're going after. And now they know, and it's too late. And we go smash up their toys so that we have the siege advantage. Dian Wei is going to try to come help. 12k health. We have 22k. Is he willing to duel? Nah. He knows he can't beat us at this point. Can we not run into the last machine and just like stand there and get shot by the tower? There we go. Yeah, just kill some people. Make sure they stop moving their things. Yeah, we're getting shot by arrows as we speak. I'm saving this in case we get swarmed by cavalry. This is too slow, Li Bu. Go kill the other ones. Alright, demoralizing. He's just stuck on this group right here. That's fine. We might go capture the tower first if that's the case. They're routing. We're gonna go here. We'll fight. Oh, never mind. We're stuck on the machine. Hold on. This is not a good place to fight. We're basically running into the machine, which is really dumb. Oh, Dian Wei is such a nice guy. After he kills us, he's gonna take care of our family. We'll lose some health. Can't end all these fights with perfect health. Alright, we'll try to capture this. Now, fighting under the tower might not be smart, but we're trying to capture, and they swarm us. We'll slap the ground here, or we don't even have to, because they're not technically swarming us. They're just getting killed by us. And we have almost captured it. Once these units... There we go. We captured it. We whack him a couple times and he dies. There we go. One more. Just hit him. Oh, that missed. One more. He's not hitting. Oh, he's hitting back, but too late. We killed him. Alright, without a tower, the rest of these units are just at our mercy. We don't want to lose our mount, so just avoid all spear units like the plague. Social distance away from all spear units. See, people in like I don't know, maybe social distancing would stay with us. But like people like even 3 months ago wouldn't know what I'm talking about with social distancing. And now we all know. We live in that world now. Alright. There we go. We finally wiped one of those out. There we go. That's done. We don't want to fight like directly on top of everything. Alright, these units will give us some damage, but once they will come to the fact that we can just swipe them off the horse. Okay, we leave. There's no reason to stay here to get hit. Now, Taurian was on top of us. He's not on our list. Xunyu is also not on our list. Like, in terms of our list, we pretty much did everyone we could. Alright, we're gonna get out of here for now. They lost their siege weapons. They lost their tower. We can kind of let our units get some experience too. Here they come. Oh, wait. What is that? They're back to pushing their trebuchet? That's a big no-no. Now this is one unit I'd love to chase down completely. There we go. Alright, and we'll disappear into the forest like a ghost. And hopefully they can go to our main army. And then we'll go flank them. Poor guys. They lost their leader. They lost their best general in this fight. Cao Cao only gave them 2 broken units. And they have to fight against Chen Gong. They see us. We're atop the hill. They see us. They don't see these. So I'm curious why they're charging kind of towards the cavalry instead of toward the hill. We want them to get into the range before we come out again, because we don't want them to turn around now. If they get into range and then turn around, that would be good for us, because then we can maximize the amount of time we fire on them. I mean, they still think they got a great shot. They got more men than us. Alright, we're gonna switch to this side. Because I feel like their units are coming to this side. And I don't want them to come to that side. I want them to focus down. Alright. We see when this start firing, we see the symbol on the ammo. And then we'll come out. Anytime now. There we go. Alright. Slow it down. Lupo charges out. Right, because we know we're not fighting any siege battles against towns. I went with the crossbow. If I were fighting towns, we definitely want to go trebuchets. Now, given Lu Bu's solo playstyle of like charging in early, and also how we didn't use siege weapons at all in our Yanbaihu campaign that we finished recently, I think I'm gonna go heavy siege weapon in this playthrough, like maybe 4 or 6 siege weapons on the strategist, and just go away from the archers, because these are basically big archers, you know. Yeah, they have some units that's confused to whether they should respond to him or not. The cavalry will countercharge with our cavalry, and we should be able to wipe them out. Now, can we focus on like spear guards? Spear guards? Oh, archers do good damage against these. Okay, we can do into the elite, because these guys are done. Yep. Fire these. Ah, Lu Bu was just here picking up some slack. Oh, Xun Yu should have stayed in the library or like a court or something. The battlefield doesn't suit you. Although Xun Yu was tasked with holding down the fort at this time when Cao Cao went to Tao Qian's area, and actually held about 4 towns away from Lu Bu's forces. Like, even though Lu Bu snuck attack like Cao Cao's men, Xun Yu did a great job of holding most of, well, great job, but if Lu Bu was, you know, fighting him in a duel on the open field, he has no shot. Alright, guys, stick on these. Cavalry doing well. Charge. Charge. Reduce his stats. Ah, I should have thrown traps on the ground too. Forgot about that. He's done. They're not charging. Alright, finish Tauren. Come on, Lu Bu. There we go. Go back. Oh, we finished off everyone. We want to chase. Leave none alive, because these will become garrisons in the next fight. Lu Bu has to chase the farthest ones. Archers, mostly. Cavalry, give chase. We'll let the cavalry run. Those are useless. Spear guards need to die. Axeband need to die. Can we shoot down those cavalry? That'd be great. Alright, so we'll cut to the end. See you guys then. Alright, we beat them. We cleaned out all these forces. They have a few men remaining in the city. We caught Xun Yu. We will recruit him. Brewing officer, decide to join the good side. Finally, someone we can actually employ. Dian Wei will employ him as well. We don't need to reset any more movement. We'll just take income here. Alright, greatest warrior. We unlocked. We beat Dian Wei already, so now we can just fully use him. We get 1 more layer of resiliency, which is pretty useless for the whole set. Master of the Hunt. The titles will unlock in episode 1. Afterward, after a reload, when you load a save, the titles become locked. So we'll get as much as we can, and then just have it until they patch it again. So we got 2 generals, Xun Yu and Dian Wei, both super happy to join us. A lot of items on him, very good. Both wonderful generals. Dian Wei Cry of the Forest. Basically, when he's low health, becomes super strong, and he has a lot of commander abilities as well. Great general. We did maim him on the battlefield, but that's fine. Can't win at all. Xun Yu, we didn't injure him, right? Good. Burn Officer, always love those. I don't think he has any unique abilities though. Yeah, he has a very standard tree, and these are not on our list, so we can definitely just use them without worry about them. We could adopt one of them though. Plus 5% income to all source. Yeah, maybe we just keep Luigi as heir. We won't max out our bonuses. So this city, Cao Ren's defending it, but he's not really there. The garrison's very injured. Now we just we can also annex with momentum, but we're just gonna attack. We don't want to spend 7 momentum to take enemy cities. So you can always take enemy cities right away with momentum, right? You don't have to actually fight. But we love the extra campaign movement range, the extra satisfaction, and the damage boost and replenishment, all these good stuff. So we want to just attack. And we will just delegate this fight, because fighting a walled siege is no fun. We will get the victory. We'll be injured. It'll be okay. We have high replenishment. Having a siege weapon allows us to attack right away. So delegate. Alright, we took heavy losses. That's fine. We will not raise it. We have very good momentum. We will just occupy. Well, I'm thinking about we can also loot and occupy and drop the settlement level below a small city, because I don't actually want to keep Chen. We can trade it away, but it will be our capital, so we can't trade it away because it will be our capital. So I will just occupy then, if that's the case. Alright, because small cities is what we want. Okay, so at this point they helped us build a building back, which is fine. We're probably just gonna go tax collection here. Free income early on. We can probably put Zhang Liao in here as assignment for extra, supervisor roles. We can also use momentum to do inspired commandery, which will just make a lot of things better. Now, Lubu has terrible construction. Remember, 30% extra cost, and then increased corruption. Now, corruption isn't going to hurt us in the beginning because our total corruption is 0, so it wouldn't increase at all. It'd be 0 times 20%. It doesn't hurt us. But eventually it will hurt us a lot, so we're going to try to keep things to the minimum. We're going to use tax collection to go around the 30% extra cost, and things should be pretty good. We could use her to get satisfaction, but since we have the seal and we have a concubine, things are going great. As a matter of fact, they're so great in terms of our wealth. We're going to marry Lu Bu to his love right away. 2,000 gold wasted, and they can start making kids. And I feel like this is a pretty good end. We're going to end turn to get a save. Put the building in. We didn't fully utilize assignments, but I think Dian Wei's assignments can be better because he's a champion. We can get food production and some extra agricultural bonuses as well. There's no commerce income. There's no any mustering turn bonuses as well. So our next step, let's first end turn, and then we'll talk about our next step. Alright, so Yuan Shao asked their vassal join war. We can't see what war they join. It's really annoying. But it's probably the war against Kongrong, or some of the factions near there. Doesn't really matter. And Yuan Shu has declared war on Liu Chong. Poor guy. Liu Bei and Kongrong has banded together. Han Sui and Ma Teng has split apart. And the world goes round and round. So we got another item. These are good. These are really good in this patch because population is really good, and getting population growth on your administrator is super good. Even though we don't have administrator position because we have -1, even though we are currently second marquise. So moving forward, we're going to peace out with Cao Cao's faction. I feel like they beat back the Yellow Turbans. I'm not sure. They took losses. I don't know if they won or not. We'll go try to fight He Yi. We know he's not dead, right? His icon's still here. And we'll try to get ourselves recovery. We'll try to make a peace deal. We don't really want to destroy them. That's not our goal, because we want to have him continue to pump out generals for us to fight, because he's pretty vital in a lot of this list. Yu Jin, right, has a fondness for him. Xu Huang has a fondness for him, so he might easily recruit those. and then Sima Yi will probably join him, and then we can fight that as well. So Huang Shao is already gone. Set bonus 15 prestige is gone. It's okay. We said from the very beginning we're not going to finish the list. Things are going to go haywire. We just want some of the key ones, right? He Yi shouldn't be dead. We know he's not dead. We'll try to go get him. And 15 prestige gone, but no big loss. And also +5 experience gain per turn for all your troops. Nice passive bonus, but we can live without it. So we're going to end our episode here. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this series. It should be a ton of fun because Lu Bu plays very, very differently than a lot of other factions. So see you guys next time. Bye.